I didn't get a lot of words of affirmation growing up because it was basically a given that I was going to be the good girl. I was going to do the right things and that I was fine. And in some cases, yeah, I was fine. But it would have been nice to not need that, so I didn't have to search for it. But I guess searching for it was the whole point. Welcome back to the Sancocho Diaries. I'm Sariel, the mystic human being behind this. And today I'm simmering on this feeling of wanting words of affirmation, not really knowing that you want words of affirmation, and then getting overwhelmed when you feel it. And the inspiration for this was the amount of support that I got on episode 1 of our little space here. And honestly, I'm getting chills just thinking about it and wanting to cry all over again because it just is such a nice feeling to receive love and support and words of affirmations without asking for it. And without asking for it is what kind of brought me into this space of reflecting and simmering on our topic for today, where I really felt like, wow, I really do like this. I really do appreciate it. I really do feel supported and validated when people can see me and my light without me having to ask for it. And why did I feel like I didn't need that before? What influenced that? How do I change that? And things of that nature. So when I was thinking about this topic today, I kind of narrowed it down into 3 things that are bubbling up to the surface. So first, I am a first-gen daughter, first-gen eldest daughter. And growing up in that kind of space, you do have to learn how to validate yourself in a way that you're not realizing you do, because it's expected of you that you are going to do everything by the line. You're going to follow all the rules. You're going to just get out of the way, essentially. And I took that role very seriously as a child for many different reasons and in different ways. And it kind of taught me like, oh, I don't need this from you, but I'm going to look for it from other people, whether it was with not so much like dating, although that's what's coming up right now, but like different forms of friendship and things, like people that would surround me and give me that feeling that I was searching for without knowing that I was searching for it. I can even think back to like other elders too, like other adults, teachers, mentors that can like were able to see the things that I was doing and giving me praise and me wanting to be around them more or like make them proud, which kind of then took me away from the doing stuff for me aspect of it, because I was searching to be good for somebody else. And growing up first gen, that's just something that I feel like we have to navigate to help us understand how to love ourselves and how to love each other in our family, in our family dynamics. I think that it took a lot of work to get into a place where I feel like I don't need to validate myself only. And a lot of therapy, a lot of communication to also get there too. And something that I realized is that there are markers of progress sprinkled in that I'm able to see because I've done the work of slowing down my reaction, of going to therapy, of taking a beat before I respond, because that inner child that's in me that didn't feel heard, didn't feel seen, had to prove themselves. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. That version of me doesn't feel so like ready to go all the time. Whereas growing up, it did feel that way, but I didn't have the language for it. So I kind of just internalized it, cried, spent a lot of time not remembering my youth. Like, that's a whole other thing that we can talk about another episode. But I struggled to remember lots of my youth. And that's like compartmentalizing essentially all of these parts that because I couldn't find it, I just had to like put puzzle piece together and try to figure it out on my own. So all of that to say is like, yes, I grew up in a place that didn't validate me the way that I would have liked without knowing that that's what I wanted. But they were also many forms of validation that were present that as an adult now I can appreciate and be grateful for. A recent example of this was, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm working towards a pull-up. I'm getting closer. It's hard, but I'm getting close. And I had called my dad to tell him like, oh, papi, I did like 40 seconds of a hang on the pull-up bar to get me closer to the pull-up goal. And his immediate first comment was, well, next time you should do 60. And the inner child in me was ready to fight back, ready to like, why would you say that? Da-da-da. But I was in the car with my aunt and my husband, so I couldn't get out of character. And I was able to give myself enough of a beat to then be like, okay, well, why can't you just say that I'm proud of you or good job? Like, why do you have to tell me to do more? Is what I told my dad. And he was like, well, I did. I said, you can do 60 next time. And that was a very eye-opening, small, you could almost miss it moment where he was validating me in his own unique way, even if it wasn't the way that I wanted to hear it. And my job was to learn how to create the space for him understanding how I wanted to be validated while also validating the way that he validated me. And I think that's such a key piece when we're talking about healing this wound. I kind of even feel it in my throat as I'm talking about it. Like it feels very achy. Like we have to get to a place where we can take a beat and not react from the pain to create the space that we are deserving of, even if we didn't get it growing up. Like, yes, I had to learn how to validate myself, but they were also validating me in their own way. And what we needed to do was build a bridge. And that bridge can be really shaky, rickety, kind of like, I don't want to take that peak, but it is a bridge. And with time and conversations and vulnerability, it can be something, but it is also very small moments, because it's only that I'm always like in a reflective mood or mode that I can think about things in this way. But if I wasn't, I'm sure I wouldn't even think about that moment. I would be annoyed about that call and then kind of just, he didn't even say good job. Like, he didn't, but he did in his way. And I really had to understand all of these different forms of validation that were present in my life as a part of my own personal healing, to then help me see, like, hey, we're doing okay. Like, we are not just validating ourselves. There are people that are there seeing you and they love you and they want to share their love with you, even if it's like in a little bit different font than what you want. And so as I was also reflecting on this validation wound, I guess it's like a little bit of a wound, I had to also come to terms with the fact that I do like affirmations and being seen in that way, because for so long I was like, no, I don't care about that. Like, no, I'm fine without it. And it was a little bit of a narrative that I had allowed myself to believe in order to keep me safe from the hurt of not getting that. And realizing that is so sad in one way. And it also shows me like, nah, you do need it. Like, yes, you had to create this hard exterior that presents you as this stoic person that doesn't care and you're good without it, because in one way you are good without it. You don't need other people's stuff to help you see what you are, but you had to learn that because you weren't getting it not because it was within you. And it not being within you created the space for this almost denial of your gifts in a way, or like your blessings. And that hurts. Like thinking of how that shell could have been a thing that didn't let things come in because it wasn't in the way that you needed, or that you thought you didn't need it. And you did all of that to feel safe because you didn't want to feel the vulnerability of getting hurt again. I remember in therapy with my favorite therapist when we lived in New York, when we were working through some familial issues, she kept saying, like, if you keep doing this, you're reopening the grief wound every time because you're expecting this thing that you're not. And I think about that right now as I think about this validation piece, where instead of trying to feel that grief, I was just like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't even want to talk. Like, do not even try, because for what? You're never going to see me in that way anyway. And it took a lot of time to build that bridge. And now that I'm able to see the bridge and kind of hop onto the bridge every now and again, it's like, wow, we really did need this. And I think that's where I'm at right now, where I'm thinking of how this is all bubbling up to the surface of, we all need words of affirmation. We all want that person or those people to see us in our light without us having to communicate it, without us having to say, hey, it would be nice if you could say, I'm proud of you. It would be nice if you could say, wow, you're doing a great job. You really inspired me. It would be nice to feel and hear all of those things without having to communicate it. And I think when we're able to realize that yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice for all of us to hear that, even if they didn't give it to you, and even if you didn't give it to yourself. That feeling is love, and we all deserve that kind of love. We all deserve that kind of love. We all need that kind of love. And I think back to that feeling of thinking that I didn't need it, but then the feeling of getting it and how much it moves me. And it speaks to this ache that isn't angry, isn't revengeful, isn't trying to be petty and get it back, but it's like, damn, it really does feel nice. It really feels nice to be seen, to be appreciated, to be loved without having to explain it. And I feel like I spent so much time before, especially as it relates to my family, but even friends and people that I've grown apart with and stuff, like so much time trying to get them to see me and what I needed. Sometimes without having the words for it, sometimes with having the words for it, sometimes being a little too angry about it. All of these different ways that my soul, my person, my human suit was trying to communicate, hey, it would be nice to just feel loved in this small way. I don't need the grand gestures every time, though I appreciate it. The self-care, not the self-care, the like, I'm thinking of I provide your shelter, I provide your food, like the necessities, the basic needs. I appreciate it and I'm thankful. But it also would have been nice to get, and I love you. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. Oh my God. And I had to normalize that kind of conversation, that kind of language in my circles of the people that I love, but to get it from people that didn't have to have those conversations with is beautiful and overwhelming. And I wish that everyone could feel that amount of support and love, because we all need it. Even if we think that we don't need it. I'm picturing one friend right now who I know when she listens to this, she's going to be like, I don't need it. You do. You do. We all do. We all do, because we all have that little child in us that needed it. And their healing helps our healing. And we need it for ourselves and for them. And then for our future self. It's all connected anyway. So that's what's bubbling up to the surface as I'm thinking about that. Didn't expect to get so emotional, so that was fun for me. But I really want to distill this down into a short message of saying that we all need affirmations. We all need words of affirmation. And we all need to learn how to create that environment to make it safe for all of us to express that. And as we get more comfortable with expressing that, then hopefully, you and those people can do that together more efficiently. So as I wrap this up for today, I want to hear from you. What's simmering up to the surface for you as I'm talking to you about this? What's coming up? What are you feeling? The question I will leave you with is, when was the last time someone saw you and let yourself actually receive it? Because let me tell you, allowing myself to receive this love for this space that we're cultivating, this pot that I'm putting on the stove, it feels so good. And I want to make sure that you feel some parts of it too, yourself. And if no one has told you yet, you're doing amazing. I love you. You're doing great. You inspire me. Keep going. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode, or have you in my ears, or you know what I'm trying to say. So yes. Thank you for listening to the Sancocho Diaries. If you want these to be popped into your inbox, make sure to subscribe to the Substack where this is fed. And if you want to listen to the story or read the story that inspired today's post as well, you can check that article out on Substack as well. Otherwise, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for our episode. I already have it typed up, but I'm not going to record today. That one should be fun because it's about a book that I'm reading. So thank you for sharing space with me. I hope this was helpful. I hope you were able to get some little spoonful out of it. And I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.